Good afternoon, and welcome to the weekly press briefing of the Kosovo Specialist Chambers, where we aim to provide journalists with an update on the latest developments at the court and the opportunity to ask questions. In the case of Hashim Thaçi and co-accused, the Court of Appeals panel on Monday, 22nd of August, upheld the pretrial judge's findings with regard to the form of the indictment and dismissed the challenges raised by three of the accused. One of the challenges raised by the three accused related to redactions in the indictment. The appeals panel recognized the potential impact redactions in the indictment may have on the overall ability of the accused to prepare an adequate defense. However, the appeals panel found that the presence of redactions does not constitute a defect in the form of the indictment and considered that the assessment of the impact of such redactions, if any, was premature at this stage. The appeals panel judges also found that the indictment describes the accused's alleged contributions to the joint criminal enterprise and as aiders and abettors with sufficient clarity and specificity. The appeals panel further concluded that the indictment sets out with sufficient clarity and specificity the facts that support the charges, including with respect to superior responsibility. The Court of Appeals panel in another decision denied the appeal of Hashim Thaçi against the pretrial judge's decision on detention on Monday, 22nd of August. The appeals panel upheld the pretrial judge's finding that other measures would not sufficiently mitigate the identified risks of obstructing the progress of proceedings or committing further crimes. The pretrial judge in this case also issued a decision on Tuesday, 23rd of August, in which he ordered the prosecution to review the classification of disclosed evidence and submit by 4th of November a list of evidence that could be reclassified as public, a list of evidence which must remain confidential until the start of the trial, and a list of evidence which must remain confidential throughout the proceedings. The Specialist Chambers of the Constitutional Court on Monday, 22nd of August, dismissed Mr. Piotr Szala's referral, wherein he raised certain challenges related to the fairness of the proceedings. The panel found the referral premature at this stage of the proceedings and therefore dismissed it as inadmissible. Specifically, the panel considered that the outcome of the proceedings may be relevant in determining whether Mr. Szala may claim to be a victim of the alleged violations of his right to a fair trial. The panel further stated that this decision does not preclude Mr. Szala from raising complaints about the fairness of the proceedings against him at future stages. The public redacted version of the Constitutional Court panel's decision is available on the KSC website. In the case of Hisni Gutsati and Nasim Haridinaj, Mr. Gutsati filed his appeal brief this week against the trial judgment, which was pronounced on 18th of May this year. The public redacted version of the appeal brief is available on the KSC website. Closing statements in the Salih Mustafa trial are scheduled for 13th to 15th September. In submissions filed earlier this week, the prosecution and the defense each indicated that they estimate their closing statements will last about 1 hour. Let me repeat that. In submissions filed earlier this week, the prosecution and the defense each indicated that they estimate their closing statements will last 1 day. Victims' counsel estimated that her closing statement will last not more than 2 hours. Thank you, and if you have any questions, I would be happy to take them.